Hi Cancer, this is going to be your art channeled message. I channel messages through art, creativity. I really hope my messages inspire you to see the art within yourself, within your journey, and within everything around you. Because we all start from zero, which is a blank canvas, which is the Fool's journey. If you'd like a personal reading, all that is down below. And lastly, there's no rules here. All of my messages are timeless and relevant no matter what labels you put on it. There's the overall art, then there's the underlying stuff. My art is an optical illusion, and so are my messages. Sometimes it comes out one way, but there's several things going on. And your interpretation also matters, and that's why I describe it to you rather than show you. What I started drawing for you was a weird pattern / design. I want to say it reminded me of a seed growing, except instead of it staying to itself, it connects to another seed, and then another seed. As I finished, it turned into a pea pod. I got 3 peas in a pod. Usually it goes 2 peas in a pod, and that's used to describe how 2 people complement one another. It's almost like they're siblings. It's like they came from the same pod, same place. I'm getting something about triplets, or in other terms, a twin. Perhaps even twin flame. Have you ever heard of the phenomenon where soulmates or twins can literally look similar in appearance? Kind of like how siblings can look like different variations of each other. That's what this reminds me of. Obviously, there's no real relation or blood relation, but you are somehow connected in the way it's depicted in my drawing. Ooh, this didn't click with me until now. It's like I said they're all separate seeds, but they're connected. It's like you all came from like different, I want to say like different sperm or different like eggs. That shows like you're actually not blood related, but you're connected. Maybe connected spiritually, kind of like how it's called. That's probably why it's called twin flame or soulmate. Doesn't mean you're actually the same person, but you get the picture. I heard brother from another mother or sister from another mister. I don't want to go and get all controversial and say you might literally have a twin somewhere, because I'm seeing that another way mostly, but yeah, we have peas in a pod. And this is random, but before we start, I was getting the scenario of child / sibling titles and roles, like middle child, youngest, oldest. In this case, there's 3 peas, not 2. You must disperse the attention even more among 3 children or 3 siblings. It gets even more claustrophobic in there, and strong emphasis on middle child. The middle child is usually also very independent, but also the most overwhelmed is how I see it symbolized by the middle pea being sandwiched or trapped in between the others. I'm even getting, why can't you be like your other sibling, or you know, that like comparison that can go down? This makes a little sense now. I also kept hearing, move over, you're like suffocating me. There's not enough room to go around when you're like crushed together in such a small confined space. It's like there's literally not enough affection to go around. I'm also seeing, which is really funny, the setup in the car. Nobody wants the middle seat, right? But you always got the middle seat in life, Cancer. Or in this dynamic. Like, anybody want to trade? I'm uncomfortable. Can I, for once, get the window seat? It also reminds me of the window seat in the plane. Nobody really likes being on the outside unless they need to get out faster. Everyone always wants that window seat. Like, they want that view. But you're always the one that has to get that uncomfortable-ass middle seat in the car. You're always having to settle. Always having to, like, I say that too. It's just, like, being independent, having to fend for yourself. Being the middle child. Or the middle pea in the pod. And something tells me you're just sick of that. Also, okay, something about, like, just because you look the same doesn't mean you have to be like them. there's this weird pressure with that. I don't know if that's relevant to anyone's dynamic here. Because I was also seeing it as being not related. Could also resemble not feeling like you belong in your actual family, but the reason it's brother from another mother, sister from another mister is because you will relate to a different group. It's like your other family. It's like there's two separate ones for two different purposes. Let's see, I'm gonna get an oracle card first. Whoa. We have athlete. Right off the bat, I heard I'm just built differently. Which makes sense because with every family dynamic, there's usually the middle child, the oldest, the youngest, and each one of them has sort of a different reality or different expectations. They carry a different role. So I'm saying you're simply just built differently. We have dedication to transcending physical limits. I'm seeing that as labels, including handicaps. Development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. I feel like you want to get out of always having to settle, always having to be that middle person. I want to say middleman, even though I think that means something else. And then down here we have misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability, and entitlement. The way I'm seeing that is like you're not selfish or entitled for wanting something better for yourself. It's like you don't have to just suck it up. I don't know why I'm getting that. Can you picture it? It's like 3 different personalities in a pod. And one of them in the middle is just like, oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable. Get me out of here. I hate the middle seat. I hate having the middle seat in the car. And then the 2 on the end are like, la 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 la. Like just being obnoxious. And you're like, okay, free me. It's like I just destroy these barriers. I destroy these limits I've placed upon myself or that others have placed upon me. I'm also getting something about like you feel pressured to be more athletic or you were never the athlete. Not sure what that alludes to. We have 10 of Swords. See, like something is just your breaking point. But 10s aren't necessarily a bad thing. It's like right after this, it's 1. It's pick yourself up off the ground. I'm getting that claustrophobic feeling again. It's like this is the pod. This is what you must be confined to. This is the role you must be confined to, and you want to break away from that, and I see you doing that. But I'm saying, like, this is really sad to me. It's like every time you try to break away from it, it's like another sword comes, and it's like eventually he's completely confined to the ground. He can't even get up on his own. So perhaps what's going to get you out of this is by finding your sister from another mister, your brother from another mother. Someone that you relate to, or someone that's in the same position as you. 2 peas in a pod, 3 peas in a pod. Wheel of Fortune. The Star. With the Star and then the Wheel of Fortune, I'm seeing you're trying to find healing by doing research. Oh my god, 3. Doing research, like something here about like family dynamics. I was hoping like it wouldn't be like just focused on that the whole time, but clearly it's important. Something here about like triplets. Sibling labels, oldest, youngest, middle. I'm saying too here, like, being the middle child is better than you think it is. I'm saying something here about having the most potential. In another reading, I was highly drawn to how this cup looks bigger, even though it's just the perspective of drawing the picture. Middleman. Highest potential. The one that's meant to heal. Or the one that is pushed to heal all on their own, but they come out the strongest. That's why I was probably getting athlete. It's like there's a lot more discipline with the way you had to live your life. I mean, it seems something about like having to walk away once and for all, or having to remove yourself to find your true family. There's a lot going on. Whoa. Okay. We have Knight of Wands, and ironically, two of Cups now. There is so much emphasis on 2 peas in a pod, 3 peas in a pod. That's the first one I got, 3 peas in a pod, and now we have 2 peas in a pod. It's like you're going to find your equal. And it's right underneath the 10 of Swords. It said something about like a soulmate, how it's not an uncommon phenomenon where it's like twin flames or soulmates can like look alike or look like siblings, even though they're not literally blood related. It's like you didn't literally come from the same family, but you probably were assigned the same role or the same fate. So many limitations and trialing times that you've had to, I want to say like break through, forge through. It's picturing just someone very strong and like punching through something like a boxer. King of Cups. Queen of Cups. What? What's up with all the I swear, the cards always reflect what I talk about. Then we have Ace of Wands. It's like this sudden like inspiration, this sudden urge. It's like hope restored. 2 peas in a pod. For some reason now there's more emphasis on 2 peas in a pod rather than 3. I'm even getting it felt lonely. It felt like you were misunderstood because, how do I word this? When it's 3 peas in a pod, it's like I said, it was like they're more similar, and then you're the kind of just the middle person. You can't really relate. It makes you feel like you don't belong. Even though you might look like them, even though you might come from the same place, there's still something that's just not quite right. But then when you find your 2 peas in the pod, when you find your other, when you're right next to them, can you like picture it? Then it's just like, oh, we the same. I understand now. I found where I belong. I found where I'm understood. Didn't think it was possible for this to happen. Heavy reflection here too. More so on this side. That's crazy. Come on. This is a king, this is a queen, but they're both from the same what? Pod, element, water. It's the suit of cups, the suit of water. If you're getting this is, oh my, you guys are 2 different people, but you're both water signs? What? And this is for Cancer. I almost forgot this was for Cancer. So it's like you're gonna be face to face with your true twin. In this weird, complicated way. Okay, Cancer, that's it of this art channeled message. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And yeah, it's like you're finally going to be in the window seat. Still getting that scenario. It's like no more being in that uncomfortable middle seat. You both get the window seat. You both, the window into each other's soul. You're like a mirror to each other. Holy. Remember, guys, it's the overall art, underlying art. How do you interpret this? What do you think I'm trying to get across with how I speak? Sometimes it's in metaphors. Sometimes it's straight in your face up front. I really like this message. Okay, guys. Bye.